So yeah, I have a couple of interesting follow-ups. If you tear a $100 bill into four pieces, according to my policeman friend, you can tape it back together and still spend it. So if you ever need to tear a $100 bill up into four pieces, it's very important for you to know that. So I either gave him or Gerald $100, which is still sort of satisfying to me, because it makes my point while not being a waste of money. Though if Gerald is actually open, like I had his big wad of money in an envelope, and then I had another envelope in there that said for cash that was sealed with a Baker Mayfield football card for his kids and a note in there that said that you should piece this together like a jigsaw puzzle, so he could read the message on it, which was a man's word is worth more than money, and we had an oral agreement, Cass. So, um, so I did not destroy that $100 bill, which it makes my point either way. You know, it's actually doesn't matter. But that my policeman friend told me like, oh yeah, you can tape that together and still use it. And then I said, Gerald's probably got it, and he started laughing um, because it's in an envelope that said it was for Gerald that had a bunch of money in it, but then there's a smaller envelope that said it was for Cass, which is the exterminator's name. Now, while I'm bringing up the exterminator, there will be, I saw this coming, so there will be a link in the description and a time signature where you can see where they say that honesty is the best policy, but a quote that Stephen King liked to use was from a guy named Anonymous. He's a very prolific writer, Anonymous. Um, Liars prosper. So I decided to be honest and, sat out on the porch with the aide person. I said, look, I got sprayed for bed bugs in there. You have the right to know. And she was like, eh, you know, I, I, I don't worry about it. She's like, I don't ever sit down. And she said she didn't seem to care about it at all. But approximately 20 minutes ago, I got a call from their company, and she reported it to them that I said that I had bed bugs but was treated for them. And the first thing the person says to me, I swear to God, is not hello or anything. It's like, you have bed bugs? And I'm like, well, I got treated for bed bugs like around the 14th. I kind of remember it because I got sprayed with poison. And she's like, how many times you get treated? And I'm like, well, there was two different sprayings. She said, was there a third spraying? And I'm like, no. Like, why would there be a third spraying if a guy sprayed me with poison? So he could come in here and, like, maybe I wouldn't be wearing glasses. He could spray me in the eyes. But apparently, for that company, you have to have like a written thing, which would be total bullshit anyway, saying that this house is clean. Like I don't have bed bugs. It would have to. I'd have to have an exterminator signature saying I don't have bed bugs, which the nature of bed bugs, there's no way to know that because they lie dormant. They have eggs that hatch over time. They would have no way to know that. They would have to come back in here like in 2 months because they come back slowly. Their population doesn't explode, and so you know honesty is the best policy. Mm. So the aid thing, yeah, they will still run errands for me out of the house, which is cool, which will save me bother and money. So I can still get grocery shopping done. Um, ATM, uh, you know, stuff that I can't do. But still get that done, but they're not allowed to come in my house because I was honest. And, you know, I always say, like, much better expression than honesty is the best policy is no good deed goes unpunished. It's like I got punished yesterday because I'm being nice to the dude upstairs. I got punished for being honest with somebody about, like, look, this place is treated for bed bugs. And anytime you're treated with bed bugs, there is no guarantee that they're gone. There's no, you could spray all the time. There'd be no guarantee that they'd be gone. You know, I've seen none. I've seen no sign of any since the day that I got sprayed in the face with poison. Everything's all bagged up and sealed. But that, you know, still doesn't mean anything. And especially in a building like this, because suppose upstairs gets them again and they can travel in a 100-foot radius. Or just suppose somebody, you know, there's no guarantee. So that's just like a formality. He's saying that this place is clean. I don't have any bed bugs. So there's that. Uh, Also, I did do damage to the scooter that I slammed into the car. I broke the bolt connecting the front fender, which should not be a big deal, but there's kind of like a screw hanging loose in there. Like something probably should be done about that. And the screw should probably be like taken out so it doesn't rub against the wheel or anything like that. So yeah, there was some damage done. Um, there was also damage done to my person. I have a bruise on my um, um, well, left leg, which makes no sense. I have a bruise and like a hard spot, like a contusion. It's like I hit the right side. I hit the right side of the scooter. Why do I have a bruise on my left leg? But I must have flew up and smacked my. And I can't tell what's going on half the time with this body because my nervous system's all fucked up. Hence, mobility scooter. But with the left leg, predictably hurts like a bitch today, including the ankle. But that's probably from lifting the scooter around and stuff because it's so heavy. I don't know. I don't, I don't see any bruise on it or anything like that, except for old bruises. So I don't know. I just assume that it's from physical labor. And so yeah, those were in the video, which I'll send. You know, I'll do my Nostradamus routine, and you know, you see that play out. You know, they're not gonna send aid. You don't have to be a genius to figure this stuff out. I never claimed to be a genius, but they're not gonna send aids from place to place. You know, if there's a chance of infecting other people's houses with bed bugs. You know, so the thing to do there would be like say nothing about it. You know, then I could be getting help. You know, my legs would are screwed up. I could be getting. I haven't done dishes in I don't know how long, just because standing for any length of time is painful. Just standing, it seems to be more painful than actually walking. Why that would be, I don't know. I don't ask questions. I just go with the program. Um, but yeah, I could have used. I was just she's supposed to come today, so I was just thinking about like, yeah, I need to. If I can clear out that one closet, I can. You know, I was thinking I can put all like the bagged up stuff, possibly infected, double bagged and sealed uh, stuff, like in this closet, because that stuff's already been washed, except for like there's like 4 bags that have any possibility of having anything in them, because the other bags actually washed and like boiling hot water to kill everything, and then dried out and then still put them in bags because I'm like, just leaving them laying around. It's just there's more chance of getting a reinfestation. There's more chance of getting a reinfestation, but there couldn't be any less of a chance of that dude coming back here and spraying for bed bugs a third time. Is she's like they didn't come back a third time, and you know I didn't tell her like you're dealing with an amateur here. This guy like sprays twice, and then like if you tell him there's still bed bugs here, then he'll come back and he'll just keep coming back and he'll just keep coming back. That's what it says on his little card, Cast Notoro or whatever his name is. It says guaranteed. That's the guarantee is he'll keep coming back and spraying that poison in your house as long as you tell him you're seeing stuff. You're seeing bugs. So, yeah. Why would if that's his policy? Why would he even sign off? Even if we didn't hate each other's guts, why would he sign off on a paper saying that? Why would anybody sign off on a paper with a place once infested with bed bugs, less than and treated about a month ago, only a month ago, um, that there's no bed bugs in this house? It's like he's worried about legal ramifications and stuff and want me to sign waivers and whatnot. Think about that for a second. It's like, yeah, bed bugs, you're never sure you're rid of them until like a year's gone by. It's because they can lie dormant for over a year, so at least a year has to go by. So, but anyway, in that video, that's the two things I said. Where it says it's called something like fighting back against depression, taking action against depression, or something like that. But the two things that I wanted to do was I wanted to get a motor scooter, and I crashed it into a car, and it accelerates way too fast. It's heavy. It's hard to handle, and the steering on it is just totally alien to me. So right now it's useless to me. So that was step one toward fighting depression. Step two toward fighting depression was to get somebody to come in here and help me with my housework and household chores and stuff, which is now off the table because I was honest. So trying to think if there's any other news. See, I got the $100 bill thing in there. Scooter with the broken screw on the fender, so it's not just cosmetic damage. The fact that I don't have an 8. My doctor did not call in my prescription for the gabapentin, which I've been without gabapentin now for like 2 weeks. So it's on days like today, like after you crash the scooter, a little extra pain medication kind of helpful. I've had a few bad days where the stuff could have come in handy. So I don't know. I guess after I finally break down and shave and whatnot, I'll have to make some phone calls or something like that. It's like, yeah, I got up at 2 o'clock in the morning, so I'm kind of like, kind of a little bit disoriented in general. But the 90s have broken around here. It's like there's no more 90s for at least a couple few days, which is cool. It's like 75 degrees. So, the 90-degree weather when you're in northern Ohio, that'll wear your ass out. That's just because you're not used to it. It's just, yeah, you'll have a bad summer where you'll get some 90s, but you can go through a whole summer in Ohio and never have it break 85 degrees. I mean, northern Ohio, where I'm at. You can go through a whole summer and it'll never break 85 degrees, let alone these. We had a day where it was 96. That's like 8 off of the record in my lifetime because it was 104 in 1988. It was 104 degrees, and I remember it was funny because I had very little money, but that was like the drought summer of 1988. So that was 2 years removed from my spinal construction surgery. And it was just a brutal, brutal summer. You know, it killed all the people that loved their lawns because there was a water ban because of the drought. And then it was like, I mean, there was lows sometimes that were 80. The low was 80. It was just, it was just unbearable. Um, what I did is I did have hair back then, so I would just like wet my hair like 3 or 4 times a day and have wet hair. And but we didn't have any air conditioning, and so I was like, man, I ain't never going through a summer like that again. So very poor, but I bought a very nice. I think it was there. Are they White Westinghouse or a Westinghouse? I don't know. Whatever the company's name is, doesn't matter. But it was a 7,500 BTU air conditioner for the next summer in 1989, and it was one of the coolest summers we've ever had. So it was literally barely used, maybe used like 3 times uh, the whole summer. Uh, so yeah, that's kind of funny. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I don't. Yeah, this I'm just have to deal with the disaster that this place is any way I can. But some help would have been nice with somebody with good legs, and not good legs like in a Rockettes type stripper kind of good legs, just good healthy legs instead of me staggering around here, you know, like waiting to fall down on those wobbly legs you saw. I got to do, a bunch of housework and stuff. Hopefully, she's going to be allowed to take out like cardboard and take things out of the house to throw in the recycle bin or take my garbage out and stuff like that. Whether she'll be able to do that or not, I don't know. But yeah, I haven't called Miller's yet about a scooter the slow scooter, which I might actually be able to ride without crashing into cars. Um, yeah, the boat guy aggravated me last night because like he called me and I had texted him just because I wanted to talk to somebody about it, and I already told him about buying that scooter in case I needed his help unloading it. So I already told him about buying the scooter, and it's like so I told him like I crashed it and whatnot. So he calls me up, and um, I call him back and talk. I'm talking to him anyways, and he's like, you just gotta turn the throttle just a little bit. And I'm thinking, damn you! I was like, I had I've ridden gas powered vehicles with a throttle before. Is what I'm thinking to myself. I'm not bothering saying it's like I said, no, it's not that. The guy told me like 3 or 4 times. He said this thing accelerates like a beast. It's like it's just the nature of the model, either the model or that particular uh, uh, scooter. So he was like treat me like an idiot. It's like you don't turn the throttle. It's like I was just said, zzz, and that's why I crashed into the car. No, I just very gingerly, you know. If I wasn't being careful, why would I have the governor all the way down to zero and then put 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 at 1 mile an hour and then have to turn it up only to get it on the street because it wouldn't go over grass and a little bit of a curb at that speed. So yeah, aggravating. So I don't know. Call doctor, ask about the gabapentin thing. Call Miller's, ask him about the slow scooter, maybe. I don't know. Can't do much housework on these legs today, that's for sure. Um, but yeah, that's because, yeah, I saw that comment about the bed bugs thing, but I didn't want, that's just like, it's just wrong to do that. That person works and goes to other houses. It's just a wrong thing to do. Righteousness has its price. That's just the way it is. You know, um, being a scumbag, man, that's easy. Being a liar is complicated, but being a liar makes life much easier. I think Louis C.K. has a routine about that. It's like, I'm not going to tell uh, my kids not to lie when lies are so damn useful. It saves so much bother. But no, it's just, yeah. The, the odds-on favor for how I got the bed bugs in the first place is, of course, my brother through my brother-in-law and my sister, who I haven't spoken to for going on 2 years. They have bed bugs, like I said, and he rode in the car over here. He was in the car. Uh, he rode over here in the car like two different occasions, and my brother-in-law, who has active bed bugs in his house, actually sat in my house for a little while, only like 10 or 15 minutes though. That's the odds-on favor for how I got bed bugs and why I don't have anybody to help me in my house anymore. Um, there is a possibility that since the lady had them upstairs, that one of them got dropped off in the hallway and crawled underneath my door into my house, or came through the whole 8 foot hole in the wall. Oh, the other thing I didn't report to you is that after looking at Gerald like I wanted to murder him and telling him that I wanted him to get the fuck out of here and I was throwing him out of his own building, I'm sitting out there with that aide explaining to her like, I got bed bugs, you know, or not. I got bed bugs, but I had bed bugs. They got treated. I don't know if they're gone yet or not. I'm gonna leave that up to you whether you want to come in the house. And she was like, I don't care. She's like, um, yeah, I don't ever sit down on any of the furniture or anything like that. I'm just gonna be standing up in your house working all the time. Hopefully, she didn't get in trouble for breaking company policy and told them that she stood in the house, because I'd hate to see her get in trouble over that. Anyways, I'm sitting out there talking to the aide, and Gerald, uh, my favorite landlord, pulls up. He takes his sweet time getting out of the truck, and he's just gonna walk by me without saying nothing. And I was like, "Mr. Miller," and he goes, "Hi, Steve." That was the extent of our exchange. But he was just gonna walk past me, like not even say nothing to me, or not say hello or anything. You know, like Mr. Anderson. I was like, Mr. Miller. I just want to let him know, like, we ain't on no Gerald and Steve basis no more. It's like, this shit ain't getting forgotten. You ain't smoothing it over with smooth over drywall in this hole in the wall or fixing any of this shit in here. You know, uh, just let him know the relationship is changed, because the dude's freaking delusional. And I, like I said, I paid him $1,700 just up front for 4 months rent, just so I wouldn't have to run into him and just to stay the fuck away from him. And the first thing he does is he wants to he's bothering me. I just don't want him to bother me, and he's bothering me about the 8 foot hole in the wall from last November that suddenly is urgently needing fixed. And he's like, I'd like to have my drywall people. What's a good time for you to come in there? And I already told, that being redundant here, but I was like, I don't care about that wall. I cared about that wall in the winter. Leave me alone. you know. But the guy thinks he can work everything out with words, you know. It's like no, mm, no. Um, yeah, but yeah, that's pretty much the extent of the news. I've been on here talking. I don't know what, like probably 5 times in the last 7 days or whatever. Not to mention like putting up various other videos and stuff. So that's enough for me for the time being. I believe I'm. I can't say I'm happy about the news of not having an aide to come in here to help me clean the house up. You know, not happy about that, but it's not unexpected. I predicted it, as you will see in the description below. And next time, I will promise you that I will be clean shaven and you know, looking like uh, a more civilized, less rustic human being. Goodbye until then.